Alright, we stopped over a friend of ours up here near Cool Springs, and this is his garage, and this is his machine shop part of it. Got a nice Quincy compressor here, and a nice little South Bend lathe, and got a huge heater there, wood heater. But you know, they're dressing the place up and putting antiques in it and stuff. And they got a couple couches here, hang out. Really cool place. Check out the size of this wood stove here. Oh yeah. Mike's here to work on this generator here. What is this generator, Mike?
Is it Western Electric?
Yeah.
Yeah, Western Electric. It's a big boy. 292 amps at 120 volts direct current.
Is that about how old it is? The patent number?
Well, it's probably thereabouts. Yeah, probably 1890s.
1890.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah, look at this. Like I say, this is a private garage. Used to be a.
Yeah, this is the switchboard for it right here.
Used to work on construction equipment and trucks here, but they turned it into a tiny museum. Actually, it's not that tiny. Let me take a walk around here. Excuse me, big boy.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff is huge. Otto, Mike. Foose. Wow. Another Foose. Fairbanks, man. High dollar stuff here. This is museum quality stuff. Blackstone. Another Otto. Wow. Got quite a collection. Quite a collection. Here's something pretty interesting. This is, I don't know if you guys ever seen Mike's Bessemer, but this is like a baby. I'll go around the front and get a picture of that. We got here a bulldog. We just turned the water on. Like I say, Mike's here to check out the generator for this guy. We got it, starting to decorate it pretty nice, pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to turn you guys off and wait till Mike starts diagnosing this generator.
Water.
We've got to try and start it now. Got to bring it around, and then they're going to start with air.
I know. There it is. You tell me what you want, Mike.
Let me just get, I want to get a meter here on the armature, and we'll start it up. I want to buff the commutator real quick,
Okay.
make sure we got a good connection.
You need emery cloth or what?
I got a couple pieces of Scotch-Brite here with me, so we'll clean that up. And then it's pretty much hooked up as a standard compound generator, so you should be able to. I'm not going to hook the this panel up just yet without inspecting all the connections. So I brought my random light bulbs and my light bulb socket set. We'll use that for field resistance, and we'll see if we can get it making some juice. So,
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready to start this thing. Go for it, Mark.
Alrighty, here we go. Hopefully.
Watch your fingers, Mike.
I clear.
I don't know, Joe, we might have to go with a different approach.
Let me try and bar it over again.
Okay, you're good.
Alright, here's the other side of that Bessemer. Like I say, this is identical to Mike's, but in miniature. Pretty cool. She's running.
Over there. Quick, somebody get their stopwatch out and count off the sparks.
Mike's cleaning a commutator now.
Yep, pumping it up. Let's see. Let's figure out what the speed is at. Every time I see a spark, that's 2 revolutions, right? So let's see. Where's the stopwatch at? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, I got 20 sparks in 10 seconds. So that's 40 RPM in 10 seconds. Right? So 40 times 6 is what? 40 times 6 is 240 RPM.
Right.
240 RPM. Doesn't sound right, does it? Yeah, it could be. Pretty close.
It's tough to tell because I'm not used to looking at a flywheel that big.
Right. And you know what? Because I think the mag is missing. It's not sparking every time.
Is that the mag? That's loud. What you gonna do now, Mike?
Well, I got let's see, I got 6 more brushes to kind of clean up a little bit. They're wedged in their holders pretty well. I just want to take them out.
Hey, Mike, round neck's okay?
Yeah, solid bar's fine. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so
You gotta take the brushes out, and then you said,
yeah, so here's a couple of them I already took out. Pretty much, you can see there's grease and gunk all over them. All I want to do is get the grease off the surface that contacts the commutator.
Right.
That's pretty much all we're doing here.
all right.
So,
Mike?
yeah, that works.
What's going on,
Yeah.
buddy?
Well, we got the commutator cleaned up, so I'm just checking like the windings to ground, to the frame ground, because I don't want to turn it. I don't want to spin it up and make voltage and have a short to ground somewhere and burn something up. So I've got all the brushes out except for one, which is kind of stuck in there. So I'm lifting that one off the commutator by hand. I have one lead of the meter on frame ground, and I'm going to touch the other lead to just a random commutator bar. And we have 240,000 ohms continuity between the commutator to ground, which it should be more like in the mega ohm range. It should be total open circuit. So there's a little bit of leakage somewhere in the rotor windings to ground, which is not ideal. I mean, it could be, we could have some metal particulate, running from the commutator bar to the shaft there, but more than likely it probably needs to be dried out. If there's any moisture in there, then maybe re-insulated.
Wow.
But it's not detrimental. Let me say that it's not. The one thing that is strange is that, again, from frame ground to the brush rigging, I have all the brushes lifted, right, and then the armature output cables, which is this one here and that big one there, are not touching ground, and I just removed this one. See there, now I'm in the mega ohm range, right? But when I touch here, 200 and something ohms between here and ground, which is not good. This should be, that's what these are insulating washers here.
Right.
So there's dirt, there's moisture, there's something in here that's between here and ground. This needs to be insulated, is what I'm saying. So we got to take this off, clean everything, put it back together, and we should have no continuity to ground after we do that.
Right.
So it's just corrosion, build up, moisture, it's been
is
sitting a
old.
while. Yeah. So not a
I think you're
problem.
scaring Mark. You're starting to see dollar signs.
I just want to see lights.
It's just time. Everything takes time.
He'll get going. Don't you worry. He'll get going.
Yeah, we just gotta be careful.
He's the best on the East Coast. Best generator guy on the East Coast. Hey, you making out, Mike? Progress?
Yeah, I think you missed it. So we took this whole brush assembly out, and we uncovered a very cool repair that had been done to this, who knows how long, 50, 60, 70 years ago. Anyway, so we took it apart, cleaned all these fiber discs, just give them a wipe down with brake clean and a Scotch-Brite, and now we have open circuit, straight open circuit between this point and ground, which is what we want.
Right.
No continuity at all. So we're gonna put this lead back on and take the other ones off, check the other brush rigs, take them apart if we have to, and go from there.
Where's your meter?
It's right here. Want to check and see?
See what's supposed to
You
go,
want to
yeah.
check my work?
No.
Okay.
Show the guys where it's supposed to be.
So we're on ground here, so that's, can you see it?
Yeah.
That's dead
We get a
short.
bad glare, but you're all right.
So
now.
here we go. Put this right on here. 30 mega ohm, 40 mega ohm open circuit.
Okay,
Nothing.
and that's what you want.
That's exactly what we want.
All right. So that's all it is. Just gotta keep cleaning,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and hopefully you'll get it.
and you can see, well, a little bit left on here. This you can't really see, but there was like green corrosion.
Yeah.
The stuff grows, and it might not look like it, but it will form a circuit between 2 points, even though it's just corrosion. So yeah,
Okay. Good progress.
that's it.
So what I got,
Which is fine, buddy.
pretty exciting.
Yeah. So here's the other brush rig. This is one we haven't touched yet.
Right.
So you can see this here. This is all insulating material. The brushes have been removed. This assembly is not contacting
So what do you
ground.
have it?
I have 1 meter probe on ground, and we're gonna probe the brush rig.
We have, our biggest, like, we usually have something July.
4.4 ohms. It's pretty much a dead short.
Ah, wow.
So they're like just the corrosion that has formed in between these discs is grounding out this rod. So it just got to be taken apart,
So-
cleaned, dried, put back together.
Yeah.
Let's check. Let's
To
check
do it
this
right,
one
what do you
here.
think? A couple hours maybe? Do it
Yeah,
right.
I mean, yeah, to do it
Yeah.
right, it's a couple hours. And if we're gonna pull
you're
all
gonna
that
take it all
apart,
apart-
and I mean everything here needs to be cleaned. The brushes need to be able to move free.
Right.
You know, and we'll check the other 2 brush holders, and then we're gonna check the shunt field and the series field windings in these big coils here. We want to make sure we have 0 continuity to ground between any of these, between the shunt and the series field windings. So let's check this one real quick.
Let me hold it.
You got it? So we got no brushes installed. We got 1 jumper here. Well, it's not a jumper, it's the lead going out. So let's just check that one. That one's actually okay. Yeah, that one's okay. 28 mega ohms, 29 mega ohms. That's pretty much open circuit. So even though that looks ugly, it's okay.
Right.
We got 1 more to check. Keep holding that
Got it.
for me, please. I'm gonna lift this brush. We got 1 more. 7 mega ohms.
Pretty low.
So I mean, it's in the mega ohm range. So technically, it's okay. But it's lower than this one, and it's way lower than this one, which is completely open circuit. So yeah, it's a big part clear.
Okay.
This generator stuff is kind of tedious.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Alright, looks like Mike cleaned up just about everything he could, and he discovered a few things, so why don't you give us an update, buddy, to let us know what's going on.
Well, even though we gave these insulating washers and this whole insulating block a quick wipe down, we still have some continuity between the brush rigging and the wiring and ground and the frame ground. So these are probably just soaked with oils and moisture from 100 years of use,
Right.
carbon dust. So as soon as we crank down on these nuts and draw everything together, the resistance goes right down to a couple hundred ohms.
Right.
So they're going to have to be made new. The other thing that was pretty concerning was that we have continuity from the commutator bars to ground, which I didn't look too closely at the armature at first, but if you come in and look in here, let me get a screwdriver or something. Here we go. So come in here and look at this insulation here. See how it's all flaky
Yeah,
like that?
powdery.
I think that the armature got hot, which would definitely explain the leakage to ground that we had. So unfortunately, before we actually try to make any power with this, it needs to be re-insulated.
Right.
I think this can be re-insulated without being rewound.
Right.
It's worth trying that before saying, oh, you need a $5,000 rewind job. You know,
Right.
it's worth putting the time in to get it soda blasted, get it dipped, and
Right.
and
If you're gonna
then
spend any more
retest it.
time on this, you wanna be able to do it right.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's worth it. This is an extremely desirable and rare
Right,
machine,
exactly.
you know.
Not to mention how old it is.
Right.
Alright, so there we are. There's only so much Mike can do, under the conditions he has here, so.
I think we made an accurate assessment.
Right. And that's what it's all about, you just wanna know what you have here, so. It's up to you, Mark.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think what he's gonna do, we're gonna take it apart, and he's gonna take us out and have that cleaned and dipped and revarnished, and then we'll go from there. Then Mike can take the rest of the stuff home and clean it up and soda blast it and make new pieces here, new insulators out of Delrin. So that's it. So what do you say, Mike, enough of this?
Enough of this. Shut it down.
All right, what do you say, Mark? Enough of this. Enough of this, there you go. All right, see you guys later.